Hello guys, this is my first Loom video for year 13 students. So hopefully this presentation will help you understand the Excel part of the June 2019 past paper. So let's get started. So first, okay, the question says, open the MediSupplies list.csv in a spreadsheet application, examine the data. The file contains data about the medical supplies. You should note that the format of the old SKU data is inconsistent. And then open the MediStack file and examine the workbook. Okay, so we have here the file that I have downloaded. Okay, so we have the MediSupply list, and then we have the MediStack. Okay, so I will open the spreadsheet. Okay, okay, I'll save this as this is CSV file. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and then the other one is Excel work, MediStack. Okay, so you can download this file from the assignment link, or you can go to Papa Cambridge website and download June 2019 paper 4. Okay, so there we go. We have already the MediSupply list. Okay, and then let's have a screen, and then let's check the data. Okay, so this is the old SKU, and then I have the other file, which is MediStack. Let's enable editing, and there we go. So we have the revised MediStack data. We have the supplier. We have the new code specs. Okay, so this will be the thing that we need to do now. So it says here in MediStack, we are going to create a worksheet named working, and then import the data in the MediSupply list CSV file to this worksheets. Then you must use this worksheet to standardize the stock keeping unit code or the SKU so that all codes are in the same format. Okay, so we need to copy first from the supply list and go to MediStack file. Okay, so the list, we need to copy this and then put it here in the MediStack. We'll create a folder, another worksheet called working, and we'll put it here. Alright, so we need to have this format. Okay, so I will be giving you two different solutions in order for you to see which one is easier for you to understand. Okay, so from here, the first thing I'm going to do is to create a new SKU, okay, in which this will be the format. Okay, SKU, hashtag, supplier code, and 6-digit item code. Okay, so we need to check some of these are already fine. So this is correct. Okay, now in order to do that, so we need to use a condition. Okay, we need to check if, okay, okay, the fifth character and the sixth character should be a numeric, okay, or a number. So we can use a condition or a function which is number, okay. And then what is our value? We will check the mid part. Okay, we will need to extract using mid. This comma start will be 5 comma and 2. So we need to check whether this is a numeric format. Okay, then to make sure it is a numeric format, you need to multiply it by 1. Okay, so then if we will compare it if it is true. Okay, if it's true, then what will be our condition? Okay, value true. Okay, so if that is a numeric format, we need to move that. Okay, we need to move this. Okay, so where are we going to move that? Okay, here in, sorry for the noise. Okay, we'll move this in. So if it's true, this is a numeric format. Sorry. Okay, going to create a condition which is SKU, a hashtag, comma, we'll combine it with the right, because we will get the number, okay, from which is 2-digit, okay, then we will combine it with the main part, this, so the fifth character, and then we have the sixth character, okay, so this is the value if true, else, okay, just need to use, because if this is not a number, let's say for example this is not a number, so this will be the correct format. Okay, you can check. Okay, so again, let's check. There we go. So this is the correct format. Okay, in which it says we have the SKU or the stock keeping unit, and then we have the supplier code and the 6-digit item code. Okay, so let's review the code. We have the condition is number. We need to check whether this value, the one that we're extracting from the mid section, is a numeric, so we need to multiply it first by 1. So if it's true, then okay, we need to concatenate or to combine SKU hashtag with the one that's within the right, so just like this one. Okay, this is number, so we will get the right part. Okay, because this is the code. Okay, so that is the supplier code that we need. Okay, and then we're going to combine with it with a number. Okay, else, so we just need to copy this format which is A2. Now I have also another solution for that. Okay, so another solution that I find is to check what are those supplier code. Okay, so this is another option. If you don't know how to use, because is number function is new to you, so we can use another option. Okay, now I'll just copy the supplier code, then we can use an if condition. Okay, so I will take another option for new SKU. Okay, so we will use also an if condition. In our if condition, we will have a or okay function in which we need to check whether either the fifth character is either one of the supplier code, something like mid. We're going to check this comma 5 comma 2. Okay, it's equal to SU. Okay, so this is the first function. Okay, and then we can copy this. Okay, that will serve as our reference. We check whether it is empty. Okay, comma, is it either DU or it can be either CA, or it can be either BU, or it can be either PV, or it can be either SF. Okay, that's the reason why I copied and pasted it so that it will be easy for me to create the condition. And then we have HS, and the other GS, or lastly we can be either CI, CL. Okay, so and then okay, what will be our value if true? If it's true, then we'll just copy this. Okay, because this is the correct format. Okay, should be the supplier code, right? And then same thing that what we did on on the previous solution, which is we're going to switch. Okay, the last digit we will move it to the fifth character. So to do that, we will combine SKU. Okay, hashtag. Okay, combine with mid and right. Okay, portion of this comma 2, and then we will combine mid section fifth character six values. Alright, so this will be the whole value. Okay, and then focus. Sorry, I forgot to put another. Okay, so I need to put comma. There you go. I think that's correct now. There we go. We'll check. Is it all correct? Is it all the same? I think so. There you go. It's correct. It's all perfectly the same. So the output will be the same. Okay. Now you might be wondering, this is from the marking scheme if you check it previously. Okay, but this one is another solution that we can use. All right, so what will be the next step? Okay, so the next question is, okay, we must use a spreadsheet tool and formula to convert the SKU data. Okay, so we have the following formula already, those two options. Then in your evidence document, place a screenshot of any method, okay, that is not obvious from the spreadsheet when you have saved it. Okay, so we'll just take a screenshot of the formula and then copy the new data to the revised Medicase stock data worksheets, and then we will insert a formula to display the supplier code, the supplier name in column A and column B. Alright, so go back. This is the Medify code. Now the first thing that we need to do is to get the supplier code. Basically, we all know that supplier code is the mid, okay, from our workings, okay, and then which is the fifth character and the second two characters. And then we can select all of them. Oops, sorry. Should be until okay, here 171. Okay, now after that, let's see, we need to get a supplier name. Okay, so we will use the supplier name from the supplier code. Now, the easier way is to just simply copy this. This will be our reference from our lookup value. So this is the very simple way, okay, using VLOOKUP. Okay, so I'll show you first the easier way by copying, okay, the supplier name, okay, and use VLOOKUP. Okay, sorry, it should not be from here. We all know VLOOKUP. This will be the lookup value, comma, and then we'll go to the supplier code, which is, because in VLOOKUP the leftmost part will be considered as the lookup value. So one of this value, okay, should be the lookup value, and then comma, okay, which is the second column from the table, which is exactly correct. Okay, there we go. Oops, sorry. I need to make this as absolute value by pressing F4. So forget that one. Okay, there you go. Now I will have another solution for you. Okay, which is this another supplier name. From here. Okay, in which here we are going to use an index and match. Okay, in order for you to us to use index and match, we'll have first our index, which is the array. Okay, which array within our supplier. Okay, now in this case we don't need to move, okay, the table. Okay, so this will be our array or table array. So I'll just make it absolute value, comma, followed by a row number. Now you might be wondering which row number are we going to use. Okay, so here we are going to match. Okay, we're going to match from where? Okay, so we need to have a lookup value, so in which the lookup value is this one. Okay, this is our lookup value. Then, based on the syntax, we need to have a lookup array. So the lookup array should be the one from our supplier code. Okay, so what are the values in our supplier code is one of this. Okay, one of this. And then, comma. Okay, it should be exactly match. Okay, there you go. Now that will be our row number. Now, you might be wondering what will be our column number. Obviously, column number, we have only one selection. We will show if this match, okay, it will show the supplier name, which is in column 1. Alright, so let's try to, okay, I need to make sure this is absolute reference. So when I click and drag it, so it will have the same reference. Enter, and then let's check. Okay, let me give you a quick recap on the index and match. You might probably unfamiliar with index and match. Now, the first thing that we need to have here is index the array. So remember when we are using index and match, we need to identify the array of a particular table. So which is, in our case, the array will be the supplier list. Okay, starting from the supplier name and then the supplier code. Okay, and then after that, so that will be a reference, and then we need to get, okay, the row number. So we need to check which row number are we going to use. So normally, if we are going to use, for example, let me give you a quick recap on the previous topic that we used before, index and match, so that I can explain it well. Okay, so when we say index, okay, that's the basic index function that returns a value based on a defined array. We have the column and a row number. So this will be the syntax. So we need to have the array or the table that will serve as a reference, and then we need to have a row number and a column number. Okay, and then now, for example, okay, we are going to have a simple illustration of a mathematical operation here. So just like a multiplication table. So you will notice the array will be starting from B2 up to J10. Okay, because we are going to select the answer from this when we multiply this row number with the column number here at the top. Okay, now what happened here? So the row number will be the left portion of this. So this is the row. We will select from this row, and then it will be multiplied with the right. Okay, from A3, so same thing. So A3 to B8. So the right. Okay, so this is the left portion, which is the row number, and then the right portion is the column number. So we will get the center, the index portion. Okay, Now, what is match? Okay, the basic match function returns a number, okay, based on the relative position of the lookup value within the defined array. So the syntax from Excel is as follows. We have match, lookup value, lookup array, and then match type. Okay, so example. Okay, so we need to check. Normally, if we are using the match, we are going, the result of this will be a number, any numeric number. For example, here, okay, I will have a match. This is the lookup value, 1089. I want to check, okay, from which row will be 1089. Now we will use match, okay. The lookup value is A16. This is A16, which is 1089, comma, okay, the array, which is on this particular column only. Okay, we will count, okay, from this column, okay, starting from A2 up to A7. We need to identify from this table which row is 1089, and then that is in row 3. Okay, so row 3 is 1089. So 1, 2, 3. All right, did you get it? Now another thing, okay, normally index and match combine together because index, we need a number, numeric value, okay, and then the match will result an answer as a numeric value. It can be either 1, 2, 3, and so on. So the syntax will be index followed by an array, which is the table array, and then followed by the match function. Okay, for example, okay, so in this case, we are going to combine index and match formula. So we will use index at the beginning, and then we will have the following table from C2, okay, up to C9. Okay, now C2 to C9 is from here till here, and then after that we are going to use a match because we need to check, okay, we need to check this lookup value. Where is it? Okay, so here it should be in this particular column. Okay, so match, okay, the lookup value that we need to look for is 1089. Now we want to check where is 1089 here. Okay, so we will use match A16, and then this will be the table array. Why this portion? Because in this portion or in this column we have here the possible answer, which is 1089. All right, and then okay, when we will this is exactly match, so we will use 0. Now we all know that index needs a, because there is no specific column here because we have only rows, so we don't need a column here, so we can just column number is optional. So in this case it will be acceptable because there's no specific column here, so we are looking only within the row, so that's why we don't have column number. Okay, so we have index, this is the table array, and then followed by the match with its syntax, which is the lookup value, and then the table array, which is only on this particular column. Always take note that when you use a table array for the match, it should be always a single column. Okay, you are not allowed to use a multiple column if you use match. Okay, it will give you a wrong answer. Okay, so match will use only a single column. Okay, now the difference between the formula, one of the key difference in index and match is that rather than selecting the entire table array, you are only selecting the lookup column and the return column of what would be the VLOOKUP array. Okay, so while it's not a big deal when it comes to simple lookup, this can definitely become a factor if you are dealing with large files that have 1,000 of lookups. So by limiting your array to only the lookup and the return column, you reduces the processing load on the Excel. And then the difference is illustrated here. Okay, so basically, when we use index and match, it will be easier for us to identify what is the value of 1089 shirt. Okay, so it depends on particular column that you're going to use. Okay, so if you want to check within your ID, okay, so it has a similarity within the VLOOKUP, but in this case, you don't need to move the column, just like what we did here in VLOOKUP. Okay, if you remember what I did here, I moved or I copied another supplier name, which is based on the marking scheme. Okay, if you're going to check the marking scheme here, it will say that if you use VLOOKUP, okay, it's fine, but you will not be able to get a full mark. Oh, sorry, you will not be able to get a full mark because, okay, where is it? There you go. So the use of VLOOKUP on a reorder data is not deemed to be an efficient solution. So marks that will be awarded will be match and index. So you are not allowed to move, okay, your column within your table. So that's the reason why it's still best to use index and match. That's the reason why you need to have a knowledge of index and match. All right. So let's continue. So after that, okay, so we need to insert again another formula. Okay, we have this already. And then after that, we need to remove the repeated units per case, okay, in column F. And then we need to save the workbook as Medi stock revise. So first, we need to show the value. So I need to show first the value here. So we'll just copy the value from the working. So old SKU is this one, and then the new SKU will be this one, and then we have the description is this one, and then unit per case. So okay, just need to copy this first. There you go. We'll wait for a second because it's not responding. There you go. Now here we need to separate the units per case. Now this is the tricky part. Okay, so if you notice from our workings, okay, here the units per case, okay, so all of them has a unit per case. But there are some values, just like this one, single unit case. There's no specific data. Okay, so what we need to do now, we will just uh, show single unit case here. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Okay, so we will have an if function. Okay, so first we need to check. We need to check if all of the value is a number from the left portion. Okay, now before we check the if, okay, it will be easier for us to understand if we can show only first the numeric value. Okay, to show the numeric value, so what we need to do is we need to count, okay, all the value, which and then we will will concatenate it. Okay, we will use left and then left portion of our workings, okay, which is this one, then comma, we need to this will be number of data, how many characters should be here. We need to subtract, okay, the total value here, because we need to count how many total numbers do we have, or how many total characters do we have here, okay, including the numbers, the spaces, and the letters. Okay, so we need to count it. We will subtract, okay, units per case. So how many texts is this? So 1, 2, 3, 4, including the space, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, including the space. So we will subtract 15. Okay, so because this is the 15 character. Oops. To remove the, yeah, correct. So 15. So once we press enter, sorry, I forgot to put a close bracket. And then if you notice, this is on the right side. We need to say it is considered as a string value. So we need to convert this as numeric value. In order for us to convert to numeric value, we just simply multiply it with 1. So take note, it will move its alignment from from left to right. Okay, so once the value is on the right side, meaning to say it is a numeric value. Now, if you notice, when I select or duplicate it, okay, we can get all the numbers. Unfortunately, this one, we have a value which is not correct because we need to uh, check. Okay, we need to check if, okay, if we will copy this because we will use this later. So if the left portion is equal to, oh wait, we need to check if this is a number. Okay, if this is a number, right, true, then what will be the value if true? Okay, if that is a number, use that condition, same condition that we used previously. Then if it's not, okay, we will use the word single unit case, which is the one that it is required for us to do. There we go. Okay, double click. Because this is not a numeric value, so this is false, so it will write single unit case. Okay, so when you check all of this, single unit case till the end. All right, so hopefully you get the answer from this. Okay, so and then this is the last portion in which we are going to save this as Medistack revised followed by your center number and candidate number. So save this AA229 followed by your candidate number as Excel workbook. And there you go. Okay, and that's all. Then you're done with the whole Excel part. Take note, this is for 25 marks. Okay, so if you have some doubts, need some help, just let me know so that I can help you on this particular Excel program. So hopefully this one helps, and then see you next time. Bye.